Hello grade 11s. Today I'm looking at page 101 in your workbooks, the Helix under the heading of Loki. And today in these examples of this page we have got a spring that they're going to draw. They've given you this start point there. There is O as the start point. Pitch, remember, means how long it is for one turn, is 100 mils. The outside diameter of the spring is 80. The internal diameter here is 48. And remember, spring is a round shape, and that's why it's got that center line here as well. They say that that diameter is 16. And the direction is a right hand. So remember, if it's a right hand, we're going like this. Now from the start point, and the start point is at the bottom, it means it's going to be going in this direction, as sort of a round like that direction as it's turning around. So they want you to draw to scale of 1 to 1 the given top view. Remember, this is third angle, so that's why the top view is on top. One turn of the coil spring and the start on the top right. Okay, so let's get started by drawing our circle at point O. There is my circle, the outside diameter 80, the inside diameter 48. That automatically makes this distance 16. I'm now going to put in my pizza slices. PR, they've said, was the start point, and it was the highest point as well. Now if it's a right hand thread and we are holding it like this, if this was the highest point, going down a point is going to actually bring me back this way in a clockwise direction, which is why I'm labeling then in this direction. Now the important circle here is your chain line, which is indicating the center of the spring. And it's also very important because these are actually the points that we're going to need to find when we do the actual helix. What I've done so far is I've projected the center lines here, just for the outside ones to start with, and I've marked off my height dimension of 100. Now the height dimension of 100 now gets divided by our 12 segments. Now you'll know that that doesn't come up with a round number, and because it doesn't come up with a round number, we need to use the line division method to draw that. So we're going to take some point over here, mark off 12 equal measurements, there are my 12 measurements, and my last one must link up then with the 100. This is our line division method, or construction should I call it. So the last line must then line up with our point here. Put our two set squares together, and now all the other lines must now be parallel. And this is going to give us our equal points. little space there. Let's just slide that now. And there are our height measurements now marked off correctly, and we can take them across. Now if we label our height measurements, they said in our information the start is at the top. There are our height measurements, and if we followed them down, here is where our first point would be at 0. Now if we went to our next point, there is height level 1. This is the center point for point 1. Here's point 2. And here is point 3. Now what do we need to do at each of these points? At each of these points, because this is a spring, it means that it's round. It has got a diameter of 16. So what we need to do here is draw a circle with a diameter of 16. At this point, a circle with a diameter of 16. Next point, diameter of 16 circle, and carry on. And this is where it would be nice if you've got a circle stencil to use. There I have my first 3 points drawn. Should I say the first 4? I'll start point and the next 3. And we're going to follow the same process. From the center point, we're going to project the pizza slices down. So there was line 4, and it must go to height level 4. Here is point 5. There is a height level 5 with a diameter of 5. Point 6 is on the edge of the circle here. We come back. 7 lines up with 7. 8 lines up with 8. 9 is in the center. 10, I'm just going to project across here, but same with 11 and 12 will be on that corner. So let's take down point 10. Here is point 10, lines up there. Point 11. So there are all my points, and once again I'm going to draw circles with this diameter of 16 at each of those points. And I'll carry on doing the same process. The final circle here I've drawn in dark, and that one, because it's going to be the visible one, remember I said how this right hand thread, because this is the highest point, it's almost working its way down, and as it goes around the back it comes back this way, and at the point where it's finished you would hatch this side. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have to join the outside tangents of the top circle and the bottom circle as it goes around this shape. You can do that with your French curve or flexi curve. Chances are it's going to remain the same though, where these three middle circles would have a tangent in a straight line, the bottom three a tangent, a slight difference, and then the curve coming around the side. So those three tangents, as you can see, are still a straight line. That one wasn't very good. Slight change here. Slight change there. And then the curve. Slight change here. Bit tighter on this side. And there is our spring finished for the outline. Now remember, because this is a spiral and circular in shape, we're also going to have a center line running down here. I've done this in pen, and what I'm going to do is just lighten my circles on the inside here. So I can raise this a bit. And there is the center lines, and as I said, I lightened my circles a little bit there. And that's the end of the drawing on the left hand side of the page of page 101.